Hello everybody, how you doing today? It's superfiend here, and welcome back to another episode of Planet Coaster Whacky World. We are going to continue with our Stingray coaster. Right? It's getting closer to being done. We have to sort out this mess over here that we created last episode, and kind of get the queue building outside here completed. Need to make a nice little building or some scenery or something for the queue that's going to go out here. I do have half a mind to kind of have the building go inside into some sort of, I don't know, stonework or something in here and join up with all of the cross beams and whatnot, but I'm not so sure about that. I was also looking at a couple other things. When you ride the ride, as you come down right over here, you can see just as you're coming down a little bit. It's very fast, so you don't get a good glimpse, but you can see the Kraken kind of poking out. So I was thinking maybe if we take one of the shipwreck pieces and just kind of almost like what we did over here with the tunnel, just create like a little half horseshoe shaped tunnel as they go by down here. Then they won't be able to see the Kraken as they come by, and they'll only be able to see him as they come around and complete the loop when he's sticking out of the water. And then over here as well, I was thinking about taking another one of the ship holes and flipping it upside down to kind of make a little tunnel under here. And that serves two purposes. Most of the time, if you're at a theme park and there is a segment of the track and pathway that overlap each other, there will be some sort of barrier to prevent stuff falling off the ride onto the path, or to prevent people throwing things from the path like onto the ride. So that's kind of like a protective measure. We don't really need it for this because there's no legal problems to worry about in Planet Coaster. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to add one of those using the ship hull over here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to duplicate that, and we'll set it right on the path. Okay, and then let's try to center this thing. Let's see. So we're going to center it right above the track, so the track is right in there, and we're going to turn it so that the blue axis, or no, I'm sorry, probably the red. The red axis mostly follows the path of the coaster, and then we will move it this way a little bit more, and it's still pretty much right above it, and then we'll just flip it over. So we're going to get down right here and turn the angle snap on and just do a 180. Doesn't have to be an exact 180. In fact, it could be a little bit off. But in order to get these axes right here kind of lined up with the track, we're going to do it 180. And then if we want, we can adjust the rotation kind of after we get it positioned where we want. Now, it's okay to me to have this intersecting with the path the way it does right there. That's fine. And I kind of want to push it just a little bit more this way because I still want people from over here to kind of have an angle of sight into what's in there. If we move this out too far, it'll block it. And you really can't see. You can still kind of see from over here. Okay, so we don't block our vision entirely. We do block some of the island features from this platform. And then, of course, if you walk over here, you can still see everything very clearly. So that's pretty acceptable to me to have it positioned like so. And now let's go back into rotation, turn off the angle snap, and just kind of play with it a little bit. Okay. And they should have plenty of clearance as they go through here at a pretty high speed. I think it's over 60 miles per hour in there. And so this way, now the guests over here can't really throw things onto the track or drop things. Now, of course, they could throw it farther, but we're not gonna build this thing going way out. So, also in the real world, if that was a real problem, there'd be a guy. He'd be standing right here, and he'd have a security uniform on, and he would stop people from doing that. So, if it was a real problem, or some sort of park attendant. And now, okay, so now let's go. Let's duplicate this again. And let's zoom over here. And we're going to set this in. We're going to put it right over the track. Okay. And now we have to rotate this one. And again, we're going to rotate it so that the red axis pretty much goes right through the track. So it's going through up there. Need to turn it just a little bit this way. Good enough. And so now what we want to do with this one is kind of drop it down and over. And I think I want to go back a little bit more this way and a little bit up. Now, right now it's a problem because it's going through the track, but we're going to fix that in a moment. And it also looks like I want to get this green axis mostly horizontal. So we're going to turn it about like that. Oops. Okay, that's pretty close, right? Whoa. No, 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 no. Go back. Put it back where it was. Okay, Control X to duplicate it. And we'll put another one right here. And let's just try 3. Let's see how far 3 takes this. I don't think we need 3. I think 2 is sufficient. Maybe if we take all 3 of them and move them all back just a little bit this way. Okay, so now what we're going to do with this is we're going to take this one here and we're going to rotate it and maybe sink it down till it's just kind of touching the rock a little bit. So now it looks like it's, you know, right up against the rock. Okay. And we'll take this one. And give it kind of the same treatment. Yeah, I think that looks good. And then we'll do this one too. And this one will, since it's kind of coming up, we'll go a little bit higher with this one. Now we'll give them each just kind of like a slightly different tilt because it looks kind of uniform. And it'll help to follow the track a little bit too. Okay. So now let's look at that from over here. So now if we're the Kraken, it's much harder as the as the train comes through here for the guests to see the Kraken coming out over here. This one looks a little bit close to the track right here. So let's kind of move it out just a little bit. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. So as they come through here, they're not going to be able to see much of the Kraken. And a long time ago, I did talk about maybe using some of the other ship pieces to block the line of sight to the Kraken over here. And now that we got these 3 hull pieces, it makes more sense to maybe take the ship's bow or the stern. And let's try the stern, because it's a big block. And let's just try putting this over. Okay, what is the mouse stuck on? What is? Okay, let's try putting this like... Let's try putting it right there for now. We're going to flip it around. Okay. And then we'll lift it out. And maybe turn it this way. Now that we want to... Yeah, maybe this is better. Let's see. Okay, where does it sink into the water at? Like right about there. Okay, and if we turn this like this. Now we're going to have to probably move the light a little bit. I think we need to maybe slide this guy over here just a bit to help light this up. Yeah, see, that's a little bit better. A little too bright where the boat is, but let's see if we can't make it a little bit more subtle. See? There we go. And how does that look joined up with everything else? Looks pretty good. Now let's zoom back over here. Okay, so now as the ride goes by, we still may be able to see the Kraken pop out. In fact, let's drop out of here and let's do the test. And we'll just get the car going through here real quick. We have a delay of like 20 seconds or something before it takes off, so it takes a little bit. Okay, there they go. They're going up the chain lift on the drive tires. And then down they go right above us. And here they come on the big loop. And the Kraken should come out right about now. Okay, so you know what? He's so dang big, it's going to be impossible to cover him up completely. But at least this way, we can't see him poking out of the water anymore. So at least it's good for that much. So, right? And that's pretty good. Let's pause it real quick. And let's go into the ride cam and let's change trains. And let's just ride it real quick. Okay. And so we can see what the new elements look like with the, what do we have? We have the little tunnel above the queue made out of the ship holes. We have the new tunnel over by the Kraken, or the ship holes blocking the Kraken's view. So let's just see what that looks like. See, that still, to me, looks very cool. So now let's see how well we can see the Kraken or not see it. So you can still kind of see him over there. And then our ride finale. We spent like 2 episodes working on this, trying to get it right. And I think we still need to go back in there and maybe do more. But I don't know. I mean, I'd kind of like to work on some other areas of the park at some point. I'd like to work on a western area and some other stuff. Okay, so over here. We can still see the Kraken poking his head out as we come down over here. So maybe what we need to do is let's just edit this building again. And let's grab, we use the stern on the side over where the platform is. So let's use the shipwreck bow. And let's just drop this like right in here somewhere. Let's see. Just put it there. And how do we want to turn this? Turn it like this. Just want to cover up the Kraken a little bit more. Of course, the part of the problem is we're really high above the water right here, so trying to cover him up be a bit of a challenge, right? Okay, let's see. Really, all we need to cover up is his eyes. So is this perfect? No, not even close. But it's good enough for me. I'll accept it. So as they come down here, you know, you really can't see him that well. You can get like a little hint of him. And this is kind of let's see, not poking out of the water well enough. Where's one of those other little lights? Here we go. Let's duplicate this one. And let's kind of light up this ship hull a little bit more. And whoops. By lighting up the ship hull more, see, the only thing we can really see now is maybe like a little bit of light from the Kraken, right? So another way we can disguise the Kraken is just by putting more light over there anyways. And kind of lighting everything up a little bit more. And by doing that, the Kraken will become less noticeable. Because everything is then lit up. Okay, so if we do that, then the lights from the Kraken, you know, they can easily be mistaken as these other lights that are over here too. And if we were to just try, I don't think this will work, because I think this will light up the Kraken too much. But if we were to just try moving some of this over here. Okay, let's see what that looks like from up here. Yeah, no, see, that lights up the Kraken a little too much. So we'll just cancel that one. And we'll go ahead and we'll stop the testing. And so I'm pretty happy with this segment of the ride. I don't think I need to go back in and change any of this. And then coming around here, this all looks pretty good. And coming back through here looks good. You know, flying up in that area. I don't think we need to work on that anymore. I really like this element right here. As they come around here and they roll over onto their backs. And then as you complete the roll, the timing of it, the tentacles coming out, you go flying right by these tentacles. I think that's really neat. So, you know, pat myself on the back. I think we did a good job with all that. So now that we've kind of straightened out those little issues that I noticed while writing it, let's go ahead and let's work on this area a little bit more and see what we can do. This is a problem right here. You do clip through these columns as we go through, so we'll have to change those. But right now, the bigger focus is kind of on the path. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through, and anywhere where there's boards that are intersecting with the path, we're just going to highlight it and delete it. Okay, and there's still boards on the floor, and it's not letting me select them right now, so we'll worry about that in just a moment. And so we got to do this one too. And this is all intersecting with the path. A lot of stuff is intersecting with the path right here. Okay, and is there stuff even above? There is. We got some above. Okay, I think we can get rid of this one then. I don't know about that one. Well, it's floating now, so yeah, we should get rid of it. We don't want any floating ones. And now we could kind of keep these if we kind of like built a little ceiling right here. And I don't know, maybe we will. But then again, at the same time, I don't like the way it covers up the bow of the ship. I do kind of want that to be visible while people are in line. So let's go ahead. We'll delete a few more of these here. Still won't let me click on these ones by the path. Okay. How many did that get? That looks like it got 2 of them. But they're all sticking through the floor, so. Yeah, what's this one? Let's see. And let's fly over here. And let's get rid of these ones because the ride clips through them. So we'll just select like that. And we'll get rid of those. And I kind of think we should get rid of these 2 also. Okay, and then that makes it okay as it comes through the rest of this. There should be enough clearance. Maybe if we get rid of this one also. I think that's pretty good. And so now what's this look like as we come through? Because part of the goal in building this was to make it look like the this ship pieces up here, these ship hulls, were being held up by something. And you know, I'm almost inclined to say let's just get rid of all of these. They're a little too tall. Kind of inclined to do that. Let's just see. And then if we get rid of these ones, what do we end up left with? Okay, let's get rid of these ones too. Because I do think I kind of want to build up a little bit of a cement some structure or something over here. Some sort of stonework. So let's get rid of that. And we'll get rid of this one and this one. And now we do kind of have an issue with this one here is floating. And all these ones too. So what we're going to do, and they intersect the path a little funny, right? So the alignment between the path and the building is not perfect because there's this little gap right here. And we want to take these ones and move them over just a little bit. And the way we're going to do that is, are there any below? Let's get rid of that one, and let's get rid of these ones. Okay, the way we're going to fix that is we select all of these, and we're just going to split them from the building, and then we'll take these pieces, and we'll just move them over so that they line up more with the path. Okay. And then if we drop them down so that they go through the path just a little bit. Now, these are their own building. They're still kind of touching this up here. So if we edit and we take this piece, just this one piece, we can kind of lift it up. But we want to change the grid height. I want to change the grid height before doing that. Okay, so, whoa, okay, camera, crazy camera. Okay, so that one, sits perfectly on top of the one below it and just connects with everything in here, so it looks like it's holding it up. And then over here, we want to take this one, we'll duplicate, and we'll pull it down. And we'll pull it down until it's no longer popping through the path. So like right there. And then if we... Now where is that? Okay, then if we go down again, let's rotate it this time. There we go. And so now that one is, looks like it's partly supporting the path as well. And what else can we do here? Okay, these ones are all poking through the path. So what we want to do is we want to click on the one below and lower it until it's not poking through the path. Okay, we need to get just this one, okay? This one's going to be a little tricky. There we go. So now those are just below the path. They're no longer poking through. And what else? What else would be a good idea here? So as they walk through here, this all looks like it's supporting this. You can't really see much. We can't really see much. So, you know, I'm almost inclined to think that we'd be better off adding a floodlight, but let's go ahead and build up the stonework a little bit first and then see what it looks like. I think that's what we should do first. So let's go over here to the walls and let's get some, let's do limestone. Okay, and then this, okay, so this is now poking through the path. So we're going to take these two and we're going to split them off from the building and we're going to slide this over just a little bit so that it's not actually on the path at all. And I think, let's try the 2M. Because I kind of want this to be about the same height as the path. So now if we take these two and we duplicate, and we duplicate, and we duplicate. Alright, so how does that look? And now let's go ahead and put a flat roof on this. Oops. We want the flat roofs, and I want to clear the filter, and let's see. I think we're going to do, let's do the wood platform. Okay, we'll do it like this. Okay, now it's really dark in here, so let's go ahead and add just a couple lights to help us see what we're doing. And see which ones are really bright. These are really bright. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to add this up here and here. And we'll put another one right here. And we'll go ahead and add just a few around here. Okay, this really helps us to see exactly what are we doing over here, right? And now if we go back into this building, okay, we can kind of finish this off. So this is what it looks like from over here. And then we could build like a little structure or something here. We could even be silly. I mean, this would be silly. We could just do something simple and call it a day. Where are they at here? Our pirate band. You know, I mean, imagine if we just stuck these guys right here, right? Okay, so as you come in, you get this pirate band that's playing right here. You know, I'm kind of okay with it, actually. Although I think we should do more. I mean, this could work if we slap some barrels and stuff down. What's it look like from over here? Yeah, you know, I'm kind of fond of it, and it just kind of makes it quick and easy. And let's see. Okay, I'm trying to select this. Okay, what? It won't let me grab this light. There we go. Oh no. That is a big building. Okay, so what building is this? Oh man. The hitbox for the pirate band is so big. It won't let me get this light. Come on. Okay, what building is this? I've selected okay, I've selected that light over there too. Okay, good. We'll just delete all those lights. That's what I wanted to do anyways, okay? So here we go. Delete these ones, and let's see. So as we come through here now, we get a little bit of lighting from these guys. And what we could do is we could just put a little bit of railing up here and some barrels and stuff like that, and that would actually kind of complete the effect. Pretty good. Yeah, let's try that. Let's go back into this building and let's get some of the railing. Or the fences. We could even do it with this one. But now we'll use not the fairy tale fence. I think inside of here we'll do the pirate stockade fence. I think is good. Okay, and we just slide these down. And we'll duplicate them over to the other side. And then we'll duplicate them again. And we'll move the little white mark over to here. And then we'll rotate them 180. And now we gotta move them back. And then these two we can delete. And they're all a little bit too high, actually. How'd that happen? And then we can kind of like vary the heights of these a little bit. Okay, we gotta lower all these. Actually, we're gonna lower them kind of down quite a bit. That way we can do a little bit more variation on these heights. And that to me is a simple way to really kind of break up the uniformity of this. Okay, and then we'll lower all these ones a bit. And now we'll take a couple of them and just flip them around like 180. There we go. And then if we wanted to, we could even take a few more of them and just turn off the angle snap and just kind of get them a little bit misaligned. There we go. And that looks pretty good. And now let's throw some barrels in here. I want the wooden barrels. And we'll just put them, I usually just, you know, make like little triangles like this. And then we could do a couple more over here on the edge, or maybe along here. And then we'll do a couple of the small barrels up in the front. And this is actually a good place to maybe put a lantern or something to help light up the path. So then we're going to go to props, lights. Okay, so now looking at this again, as we come through here, we got a little bit more lighting on our pathway, on our queue. People are less likely to trip over things because they're not poking through the floor anymore. And we got some nice variation in here. We got the guys playing their instruments. How did they get up there? Who knows? Who cares? And then over here, what we could do on this building... Let's see. I think we want to take some of these floor pieces. Okay. And just fill this in. And then now we can fly in here and we can get rid of anything that's not poking out through the side. So can we get rid of this piece? I think we can. Yep. And then we can get rid of those. Those are no longer visible from outside, right? We get rid of those ones. Let's fly over here and look at this. Yeah, okay. And then we want to take these two. Actually, these three. And duplicate them down like that. Okay. And to help decorate this a little bit more, what else can we do here? We could basically repeat some of these ideas, okay? So now if we go up to this building, and we just grab these scenery pieces and we duplicate them, and drag them off to the side. Okay. Now let's see, where's the edge of the building? It's over here. Okay, so now by doing that, it helps to light up a little bit over here, even though it is daytime outside and there's plenty of light. But it helps to light up over here a little bit. And another thing we could do is we could kind of build some fencing that goes along here and put like a door and some windows. And we could even put like a trap door up here. Yeah, let's get the trap door. Let's do that. Okay, so how do they get up here? They climb up through the trapdoor with their instruments. Perfect. Activate on trigger. And how do they get in? They get in through the door that's down here. So let's go find a door. And let's see, maybe... Okay, we'll use this door. And we need a couple appropriate windows down here. Let's see, I'm kind of thinking maybe these ones. Although I don't like the way they're lighting up with the lights. You know, let's do the western doors with the bars. Okay. And now we need some appropriate pirate scenery over the top of that. So let's filter by scenery theme, and we'll go to pirate. And let's see. What do we want here? We'll put this sign up here. Can we edit this? We can. We'll call it the music hall. And let's change it to a... You can't even read it. I don't understand when you pick the font colors in this game sometimes. What is this? Come on. Change it to Pirata. Like, this is having no effect. Okay, now we can see that one. Alright, black. Fine, black. Black and white. Okay. Here you go. You can kind of see stuff. And if we wanted to, we could repeat some of these windows along the outside here. I don't know if they're evenly spaced or not, but from this angle, which is the only place you can see them as a guess, they kind of look okay. And, you know, then what we could do is we could kind of flatten the terrain here and build some steps and stuff and just build like a fake walkway to this pathway. And then it looks like it's joined up and they climb up there. And, you know, that works for me. Let's add a little bit more scenery onto this to kind of get a little bit more piratey. Let's see, where would these... and kind of want some lighting, too. We're going to take all of these elements and just slide them down so that I can duplicate this and get one more over here. And then we don't need the lantern. So there's our music hall. Ooh, can't really see anything. Alright, we'll get rid of that one. We'll get rid of the nets and we'll keep the lantern over there. And what else do we have? These things always look very piratey. And I don't think I want any more signs, or do we want to put a flag? Nah. Maybe one flag there. And then, let's see, a large and a small. Maybe a small rigging. Actually, let's move the flag down over here. We'll move this over just a little bit. And now we can put the small rigging right here. And that kind of looks like, okay, maybe that's how they get their instruments up there, right? I don't know. Just slap some scenery on it. It looks pretty good. Okay, so we'll do that. I don't really think we need to do much over here. What we could do is we could take a couple of the planks. And we just add them to the building over here. And then give them each their own slight rotation. Won't let me select this one over here. There we go. Why are they built like that? Who knows? Now, the other thing we could do, too, is something that I've done in some of the other buildings, which is we could repeat some woodwork like this, which helps to delineate what would be like the different floors of the building. That helps to make it a little bit more realistic. So, let's see. How would it look if we did that? Let's just get a couple beams. We can clear that filter. And we're going to tilt it this way. And I don't want it to poke out very much, just a little bit. Okay. And now we duplicate it on this side. And now we need a 4M. No, I guess the 8M is what we're going to need again. And then we drag it all the way out to the side. And out to here. And we don't really have any lights or anything on this side, so we can't really see it. But that does help to delineate the building. And then if we want, we could take this one and... let's see, push it in like that a little bit. And see, that looks pretty neat. Oh, and then that has the added benefit now. The lights don't look like they're just coming out of the limestone, but they're actually fastened to the wood. Okay. And that works for me. And then what we'll probably do is we'll probably add some steps in here. Where are those? Yeah, they're called steps. We'll get the 2M steps. What building are we working on? This building. Okay. Okay, so we're going to put them right here for now. And then we'll just slide them out. And down. And we'll just duplicate these a couple times. And then we need to go into the terrain tool. And we want a small brush. A strong small brush. And let's flatten. Okay, we need to push down just a tiny bit here. There we go. And this is about where we want to flatten to. Let's pull up. Okay. We'll do it like that. And then we can smooth the edge over here. We can smooth this out. And then we can smooth this transition. And then we'll put some flat pieces right here and kind of try to connect it up as if it's a little path going off that way. I think is what we'll end up doing. And now if we get the paint out, and let's see, we got the rock is up here. We just kind of want to keep that rock going. This is all kind of like shoreline. So what we could do is we could kind of like do sand in here. Okay. And then let's get the rockier sand. Actually, let's do the full rock down in here. Okay, and then we take this rocky texture. And we just blend between the sand and the rock with this. And we do this over here. And that helps to look very convincing, right? And then if we take the regular rock, and just kind of paint up under here like this. There we go. So it looks like as you come into here, it's kind of like it goes off into a sandy area. And look, what does this sand look like? Nah, I don't want that. I'm just trying to think if we take this and just very lightly kind of paint this rock over here. And then transition it over to, I don't know, the grass outside. Okay, so that kind of helps to like blend the spacing between the grass and the sand. And then that same texture helps to blend the sand and the rock at the water's edge. And I think it looks pretty convincing overall when we do that. And, you know, I think that's pretty good for this episode. We kind of got this cleaned up a little bit over there. Looks neat as you come around here. And you get to fly over the band. As you come in over here, we're no longer tripping on stuff. It looks like it's kind of built. We got a little bit of activity there. You got a good view of, like, you know, some of the stuff that the ride is doing. And you get this big tangled mess as we come up into the coaster station. So I'm pretty happy with it. I think we're going to end the episode here. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and have yourself a good afternoon.